Amazing. And that's live broadcasting. True rock and rollers play through a string break, just like we just saw, without missing a beat. And that was truly special to see you nail that solo despite the string just flailing in your face, man. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you. That was improvised.
Of course. No, it was that was, I know you probably didn't want that to happen, but that was a cool moment.
Thank you.
Very cool to see your knowledge of the guitar in full display there. And I'm going to bring in someone else who's pretty knowledgeable, my co-producer, Patrick W. Huber. Pat, how you doing?
Doing great this fine evening, and glad to be contributing to the Hudson Valley and beyond music scene here tonight with episode 29.
Yes, sir. Episode 29. Can you believe it? Joined by Of the Atlas live on our band show. And we're just going to jump right back into the conversation. I'll start it off, Pat, then you can take the next question. I've been dying to know if someone has never heard you guys before and they ask you, hey, tell me a little bit about your band. You want to suggest them a song, right? What's the one song you might pick? And let's go around the room. This time, let's start with Evan.
I'd probably go with Teleputer. It's one of our newer songs, but I feel like it just has such a good energy to it, and it's just a great live song. Just playing to an audience, especially, it's great.
Amazing. So they might want to catch a live show paired with that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the one. Come out.
For sure. Justin, what about you?
I would probably agree with Teleputer. Yeah, I would probably say that, just because, I mean, the verse in it, like the rhythm like of it, it makes it sound like it's kind of like odd meter, but it's kind of not. But it has like a lot of different parts, and then it has like that big climatic ending to it, which I'm a sucker for in songs.
It's just fun to play.
It's just fun to play, yeah.
No peer pressure, Jay. But if you agree, then you agree. What's your choice?
I mean, for the newer stuff, that's my favorite too. But I'm sentimental toward Breathe and
I knew it.
Easy Ride, probably. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Pat, how you been back there? I know you've been enjoying. I've been seeing you on the picture-in-picture rocking out.
Yeah, this has been a great 2 sets so far, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the show once we're done with this interview here. But fantastic music, and I think I can agree that all your music is something that the audience should get into. It is really pretty stellar. Yeah, Of the Atlas. The next question is going to be your family and their experience with you being in this band, and if there's any special occasions or experiences that you had that's kind of family related because you're making this great music.
Well, it's probably tricky if you're a parent, I would assume, because it's easier just to go to college, get a 4-year degree, and then just do that, and that alone. But I think my parents have gotten used to it over the years. I don't know. I feel like at first it was kind of strange, but I don't know. I think they got used to it. They're supportive.
That's cool. And from what you told me, the music they like, I mean, they have to be proud.
I mean, my uncle, my mom, and my dad all influenced me with different music, and this band is a mix of those 3 things. And my own experience and my own friends, obviously, but yeah.
Nice. What is something that your biggest fans might not know about, a little inside joke or something that you guys share together as a band? Like, how do you guys bond?
I don't know. There's just general jokes. Maybe it's me rambling about silly wrestling or video games or something stupid sometimes. Anything to not be politics, because we don't do politics in this band, with this band. Maybe individually outside of this band we do, but not with this band. So I don't know. That song Tire Fire came from us. One of the lineups coming like playing outside of Uncle Willie's bar in Kingston when we were starting out, and we kept saying Catskill Tire Fire like 20, like over and over again, acting silly, and then I just made it the song title for this song, even though it really has nothing to do with the Catskill Tire Fire of 1990, I think it was, or something. I don't know.
We're gonna sidetrack here. What is the Catskill Tire Fire?
I guess there was behind where like Walmart is. There was some kind of thing, and it just wouldn't stop. So we all had to evacuate when I was a little kid. So I don't know why that became such a thing, but it was one of those just stupid things you repeat a million times when you're acting silly, Yeah. trying to think of any other silly jokes, but I don't know. We get together. We're all business sometimes, which is good.
I think we just bond over writing songs and playing music collectively. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like when we're together, we're playing music, and that's, you know, I mean, that's great in itself, but that's really like, it's not to say like that's the extent of it. I mean, like music's like everything. I mean, when you are together in these situations, like that's what we want to be doing because that's where our passion is. So that's really what we're bonding over.
Nice. I love that.
It's a lot of technical stuff. Like when I talk to Justin, I'm constantly asking him technical things and stuff like that. I don't know.
Hey,
Where's the record button?
That's what's fun to us.
That's the record button. There you go.
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's really cool. Pat, I'm going to turn it over to you for another question.
Yeah, I'm here. Let's keep this train of thought going. Basically, in terms of the creative process, when you get together and you start to write a song, why don't you describe that process? Like, what does it start with? Like a couple song lyrics from Jay, or does it, start with some music from, everybody else, Justin, Evan? How does that process really go, like start to finish for creating a song?
I generally sit on my couch, a little stoned and drink coffee, and I write song skeletons, and then I have like a rough idea, and then we kind of hash it out, and then we just record it. But sometimes we don't like the arrangement, so we'll go back and rearrange some things, like Demons. Justin and I spent some extra time on arranging. We didn't like what I initially did, but sometimes it's usually a few that I'm very specific, and then there's a bunch that I'm not so specific on. So it really just depends on like how much I'm feeling this song or something. Is if it's so near and dear to my heart, like it's hard to let it go. And then but like Time and Space, like Justin was saying, it was something I didn't want drums on it at first. I was kind of like weird about it, and then he just showed it to me when he did it, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. So it's kind of like that thing.
Nice. And what did you share, a demo? And so then Justin, you took it upon yourself, you got inspired, you heard a drum part, and so you ended up playing on the track. Like how did that shake down there?
So I mean, like that's one of like the great things about just being able to record, like just, in your home, where it started with just some guitar being tracked, and then having the guitar, like that outline of it, I was able to just kind of go in and just kind of build it from there to be able to like show like, well, this is basically a complete product. Like the drums are definitely keepers if you're happy with how things sound. And like you can get things now to the point where it's like, wow, I can hear more clearly where this is heading. So it's not like maybe like when we were first growing up where we would have like that little tape deck on the cassette and just press record and like it was like all blown out because the microphone couldn't handle it. But now it's like you can have like something ready to go and really hear where this song could possibly be now with all these additional parts being added to it. And that's basically what happened with Time and Space.
That's amazing. So I noticed that you guys drop albums, which is very traditional for the most part. I don't see a lot of singles on the category, but you have the ability to record yourself at any point in time. So what is the thought process in regards to how you curate the songs into a collection and then release them to the world?
I really like albums, love albums, but I know that maybe the attention span for long albums really isn't there. So it's usually like a half hour or so of a record, which is like longer than an EP and shorter than a usual LP. So it's like somewhere in the middle. But I like complete thoughts. I like going on. It's not necessarily like one of those concept records when we do it, but I like going on a journey. I think releasing like a song or two, you just get like excited to start to hear more from a band, and then you're just like, oh, that's it. So I know like we drop singles before the album comes out as like a prelude to it, but it's always a prelude to the album. It's never just like a one-off, I think that Mountain EP was like the only one-off, like 2-songer specifically that we did with the intent to do that. But it was only because the money was only there for 2 songs, and that was right before Justin was involved. So, I think, I don't know. I love just putting on something and just going on the peaks and flows and all that. So, yeah.
Pat, let me ask you a question, and this is going to tie back into the band. I feel like there are really great lyrical threads to pull from that almost could lead to like an idea for like a script here, like Fuel for the Time Machine. What an interesting concept. Like you never think about that. You never think about how they're getting the fuel for the time machine. And then you wrote a whole song around it, right, Jay? And it's just like this really cool concept. So as a filmmaker listening to the lyrics, Pat, I'm curious, like, how has that been for you?
Oh, for me, I feel like the music lends itself for a great journey. Like, oh man, I keep forgetting the Never Ending Story. With the giant like puppet flying in the air.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. The music definitely is chill vibes, and I don't know. I would like to see like a fantasy sci-fi. I think with Of the Atlas music. What do you guys think in terms of like where your music would fit into movies, televisions, or what would be like your dream music video? What would that look like?
Music video, I actually, I'm not saying this to be like against the music video. I really don't like music videos for the most part, unless they're like just visual stuff. Like I think we're working on one right now where we're actually in it for a change. But I just generally feel like we're musicians and we're not actors, and like singing into the camera specifically and all that kind of stuff can kind of be corny, because if you already write some sentimental type songs here and there, it's just in my opinion. This could change like next week. I don't know, just how I've been feeling. But yeah, I'd say like I'd love our songs to be in every movie and TV show, license them all, and then if we can make more money, we could just pump out more records, and we can maybe do 3 a year instead of 1 every 2 years or whatever it's been. I don't know, but I'm not against making enough money so I can really do more.
What about you, Justin or Evan? Like, if you had the chance to have a song of yours, of the Atlas, featured in any movie, any scene, is there anything that comes to mind that you think would just be a perfect fit?
Are you talking specifically about Of the Atlas songs, or just like having like a song in general, like a part of a movie soundtrack?
Your songs. Your songs in a movie. We can even rewrite history here. If you were watching like Blade Runner, you're like, they picked that song?
They picked that song. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know, but like one soundtrack specifically that does come to mind, but I don't think there was actually any like songs like with lyrics in it, is the Dark Knight soundtrack. That soundtrack, like when I'm thinking of like soundtracks that are just like phenomenal and like just like perfect for the movie, like that one always comes to mind. And then because I saw like this whole thing about how they got the sounds from it, and they were doing so many like just obscure random things to get like the sounds to build tension in it. So it's more like I would love to have one of my songs a part of like a soundtrack that I just think is just so perfect and classic and epic.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Evan?
I feel like replacing all the Eagles songs with our songs in The Big Lebowski, where the running bit is that he freaking hates the Eagles and they keep playing their songs, and like the scene where he like drops the joint on his lap and crashes his car and spills his drink. If we were playing during that would be hilarious.
Yeah, you notice how I said I wanted to make money from licensing to make more records? It wasn't because I wanted a souped up car, expensive clothes, or big mansion or anything. It was just right back into music.
No, we respect the creativity, and I think that was an excellent segue, Jay. This was a fun interview. There's another one coming just around the corner, but for the meantime, I think it's time that we get back to some rock and roll. So, gentlemen, can you take it away with your third set of the evening for us?
Yes. Hopefully the humidity doesn't break strings. This song is called Going Nowhere.